So we are talking in the image of God included immortality. God is immortal. Was man created immortal? In 1 Timothy 6:16 we have a statement that only God is immortal. Only God is immortal. God's immortality is totally different. It is uncreated and total, while man's immortality is created and therefore no past immortality. God is always eternal. Eternality, infinity, immortality all go together. Death is not a part of humanity. Is death a part of humanity? No. Death is an encroachment upon humanity. Death is not included in man. It is an encroachment. Yes. Adam was fully human when he didn't eat the fruit. That means the pure humanity was represented before eating. And when we are totally redeemed and glorified, pure humanity again we will have. So this sin is not. Many people think that sin is part of humanity. Therefore they excuse themselves, what to do, I happen to be a man. No, there is no such inevitability or unavoidability that you have to sin or you have to die. You don't have to. There are a lot of people who are not going to see death. Paul said that we shall not all die. If the Lord comes today, we will all go up. The process of death will not be there. I don't know who is better, those who die and resurrected, or those who living and glorified. I often thought about it, Some say those who are living and glorified, but the Lord said, we shall not be, they will be the, the dead and raised. So they have first preference.
So you got two and you could play it.
They will be going together, but they will be first, we will be second. That sort. Same going the same place. Yes, same destination. But those who died and rose again, they have the experience of death and resurrection. We will not. Those who are alive and transformed, we only have the experience of a transformation or translation, not death, no resurrection. Yes. So that is important, So never think that death is a part of humanity or, sin is a part of humanity. Sin is not a part of humanity. It is a part today. But when God created, He created man, perfect man, and had no sin. These things are encroachment upon humanity. The day you eat, you will die. That's what said. So if man was to live without eating, man would have never been, faced death. So man was originally created with immortality, though man lost it by sinning. This is the reason why some call it conditional immortality. That is, immortality subjected to a probation of sinning. So man has conditional immortality. Romans 5:12, 1 Corinthians 15:20, 21, Romans 6:23, all those, by one man's sin entered into the world, all have become sin, and all those verses, all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. So we have today death. That is a reality. It's a reality. Whether we like it or not, something that we have to cope with, That is a factor. Every day we are dying. Every one of our cells is replaced every 4 years, I think that. In 4 years there won't be a single cell that we have today except in the brain part. Otherwise all cells will be removed. So death is a fact. The Lord said, the day you eat, you will die. Some people say, no, God said a lie, because Adam lived some 800 plus years. No, Adam started dying the day he ate. Of course, he was talking about spiritual death, which is separation from God. But physical death is also was a reality. Now a 1,000-page notebook there in a book. This book is meant to live forever. The day I sinned, the one page was torn. The second day, another page was torn. The third day, another page was torn. On the 1,000th day, the last page, the book is over. When did the principle of death enter the book? Or when did the book start dying? When the last page torn or when the first page torn? Naturally the first page torn. The principle of death started operating there. So that's what happened to man also. The day he ate, he started dying. The cells started dying. His relationship with God started losing. And the last day, of course, it takes some 900 plus years for man to, leave the scene. But that is like the 1000th page was torn only on the 1000th day. But the book, the principle of death started operating on the book, because the first page gone, second page gone, third page gone. So you will say this book is a dead book. So that's what happened to man. So people say that God was lying. No, God was not lying. Let all men be liars, but God is not a liar. He is truth. How can he lie? Is dominion a part of image? That's another question. Because God created man and then said have dominion on everything. Is dominion a part of the image of God? Many think yes, many think no. Something that man has dominion because he has the image of God. If he didn't have the image of God, he won't have dominion. Maybe the lion or the elephant or something will have more dominion, But because man is created in the image of God, he has. But others think that no, dominion is a part, because God has dominion over everything. He created man in the image of God, therefore the dominion also comes. These are some of the areas where you debate, where what exactly is in the image of God, how much it goes. One reason why some do not relate dominion with image is because nowhere in the Bible the two are interrelated. But others who see it a part of man refers to it. The commandment of God said that you have dominion over all animals. Because God is given. Psalm 8, 5 and 6 and all supports this view. What is man? You have made him a little lower than God and then made him authority over everything you made. So if dominion is part of image, nothing going to happen. If dominion is a result of image, nothing going to happen. Either way, we are not having dominion today completely. As I sometimes say, that man who was supposed to be subduing everything, he is subdued by a small mosquito. Man escapes into a net.
Cow is out.
Yes, cow is out. Cow is out and people are suffering. Yes. You watch out, in another 10 years, the street will be filled with
You're talking about
cows.
dominion over everything. You're saying that the cow is out.
Man doesn't have dominion over them. No dominion.
Okay.
Their dominion, man lost it. Yes. I said that man is given dominion over everything, but a little mosquito chased man into a net.
No, you said after 10 years.
After 10 years, the streets in North India will be filled with cows. You watch out. You watch out. What people will do, they will chase all these unwanted cows to the street. They cannot feed them. They cannot put them all in the forest, because the lions and all other animals will, devour them. So the final place will be in the streets. They will be laying down. Yeah. Yes.
In North India, neither the number of guys are more than girls.
Yeah, that is true. Yes, that's because Kerala is the only state where the number is equal, more or less. Yes.
Cannot be reported for this.
So the Kerala boys have hope. They will always find a wife. Here the 50-year-old man will be married because he cannot find a wife, and then less girls. There is no enough girls for everybody. What they will do? So you wait, your chance will come at 50, 40 or 60 or something like that.
The cows are called guys.
in Hindi. Guy, not guy. Yeah. That's true.
Poor people marrying.
Yes, yes. Yeah, here in India that's going to be undone very soon, as common civil code is going to come, apply to all. It cannot be allowed for long, no. Because their population is shooting up. It should not be, the racial balance should be kept. Otherwise it will create many social problems. Many social problems. The general balance, yes. India's population ratio and balance is the 80% or what is it, 85% from the Hindus. Now that is coming down and down. So that's going to create all kinds of problems. Yes. Because they are going to get upset about it and do something. So that means internal freedom and the peace will be going to be affected. According to scripture, the essence of man consists in the image of God. Man alone stands as a class among all God's creations with the image, the imago Dei. Image and likeness viewed synonymous. Synonymous means two things almost equal, where one could be substituted for the other at the same time. Some difference that distinguishes them. Augustine, image refers to the intellectual, while likeness to the moral faculties. Bellarmine, another great Reformed theologian, image is natural gifts of man, likeness supernatural gifts of man. Some view image inborn, likeness acquired. Theologically, the imago Dei is of great significance. Man and his relationship to God rest on this. Man is distinguished from all the creatures on the basis of this. What makes man different from all the other animals? It is the image of God. If the image of God is taken away from man, then man will be an animal. That's what makes man unique. Actually, even the angels are nowhere stated to have the image of God. Nowhere. In the whole Bible, not one verse that says the angels have the image of God. But then all theologians assume that angels were also created in the image of God. The reason then why it is not stated in the Bible, they say that Bible is written for man, and there is a Bible for the angels. You have to go and look in it to see what they are like. You cannot say there is not a book God has written for the angels. I don't know. The angels need to take quiet time, right? I don't know. They are holy creatures, therefore they don't need quiet time. I know Satan reads the Bible because he quoted many verses from the Bible to Jesus. So Satan is the best student of Bible. Yes, he is a very good student. Oh, my muscles. Yes. No, nothing could be done for my muscles. Yeah. So theologically, imago Dei is of great significance. Man and his relationship to God rest on this. Man is distinguished from all creations on the basis of this. Actually, even the angels are nowhere stated to have the image of God, though many believers believe they are. John Calvin says it cannot be denied that angels were created in God's image, because of Matthew 22:30 said that in resurrection we shall be like angels. So that means that angels and man has something in common, but in the context it cannot be, because it's talking about marriage. So you wanted to stretch that beyond that, I don't know. However, this could be true only if image applies only to spiritual part. Angels do not have body. They do not have dominion. Nowhere in Bible we read about angels having dominion. They are ministering spirits and they are not lords of creation. Angels are ministering spirits. They are not, nowhere said that they are the lords of all creation. No. It's true they are powerful creatures, but they are created to help us. Mighty angel Gabriel was sent to help, bring an answer to Daniel, where he was stopped by the king of Persia or the Satan, and then Michael has come and taken charge of, and then Gabriel was able to go. So I mean they are always running to and fro, for this one. In the book of Revelation we read that write to the angel of the church, write to the angel of the church. So the angels are always in charge of something. Either every child is supposed to be an angel. When Lazarus died, the angels only take him to Abraham's bosom. So from that one we at least assume that angels are in charge of human beings. At least at death the two angels will come, only one, not one. Angels plural they are. Hey, that's royal escort. Yes, task force. Angels will take us all the way, hand over to Jesus Christ and said that I have finished my job concerning this man. Because some of them were very difficult. Angels had a difficult time with them. So angels will say that I have finished my work. നല്ല ഓട്ടം ഓടി നല്ല ഓടി പിന്നെ പുറകെ ഓടിയത്. Oh, some believers get into trouble so everywhere, for so many things, and it's terrible. You just wonder what is he going to get into next. Just like some children who are hyperactive, you have to be constantly with them because you don't know where they're going to get into trouble. Some believers get into trouble all the time. Something or other. Their thinking is perverse, reverse thinking. Reverse thinking. Once a boy came late in the school. So the teacher asked, why are you late? Said, teacher, after the rain, the street was so slippy. For every one step I take forward, I slip 2 steps backward. So the teacher asked, how did you reach here then? I walked back. Instead of going that way, I walked this way. So I reached here. So some believers are always on the reverse. It's amazing how they reach here. This is that I am on the reverse gear now. Yes. Someone won't have quiet time, no prayer, they will get into moral problems and they get into fight with governments. The angels always, some cruel dogs, they are taken for a walk. How difficult, because they bark at every dog on the way. And the owner has to, with the leash, they have to tighten it, and very difficult to handle. I have seen it. Some angels are handling some believers like that. Now it's terrible, terrible, terrible. Yes. The image of God consisted of man's spiritual and immortal nature, man's holiness, man's dominion, and all that. Turretin says image consists of A, in the soul spirit of man, the qualities of simplicity, spirituality, invisibility, and immortality. B, in the psychical powers of rationality and mortality, and morality, the intellect, the will, etc. C, the intellectual moral integrity of man revealed in knowledge, righteousness, holiness. In the body, sharing an instrumentality of doing God's will. The body, he sees that body is the instrument by which he is serving God. So it is part of it. Then finally, in the dominion over earth, the image of God, the moral perfection of man, which man lost by sinning, the dominion. And today we don't see man having dominion over everything, but we are commanded to have dominion. It's interesting that in Matthew chapter 28, when the Lord gave the Great Commission, what did he say? Go all the earth, go into all the world, make disciples. That's having dominion. We are supposed to be going into all the world and establishing our dominion over every tribe and people. Every tribe. David Livingstone went all the way to East Africa, established dominion there over the people. Now we are supposed to be doing, what are we doing? We are not doing anything, we are just earning some few, little money from the office and all that, we are not to be here, we need to go around, move around, establish our dominion over everything, Come out as a man who stands before God and say that I have established the dominion over 20 tribes. William Carey came to India. To this day, he has established dominion. In the Marathi Bible, 21 Bibles in language, 21 language he translated Bible, either fully or partially. You think of that man. In 21 languages. The Marathi Bible is translated by him. The Bengali Bible is translated by him. Man, he established his dominion. Yes. Every time we read that Marathi Bible, to be honest, we are reading William Carey. I mean, this is God's word, but he only made it into our language. So we are supposed to be there, We are supposed to be. We are not told to conquer every river and every mountain and every... No, that's not. That's not the important part of it. It's the people have dominion over everything created. Everything created. The Roman Catholic view, their theologians do not agree among themselves, on what is this image and all. Their basic concept is this. God at creation blessed man with certain natural gifts such as the spirituality, the freedom of the will, the immortality of the body, etc. But sin has caused some flaw. Righteousness, knowledge, etc. were supernatural gifts God later gave it to the man, later. So at creation, man didn't have any of these things. He only have the potentials of the personality and the spirituality. That is it. The rational views held by the Pelagianism, Socialism and Arminianism reject the primitive state of holiness altogether. They generally agree that man was created in a state of innocence, morally and spiritually neutral. Yes. You have any question? Then I will come back to some of the difficult parts again. So we are created in the image of God. Aren't you thankful? Oh yes. How thankful. But the sad part is I am not establishing my dominion upon too many things. The more number of people and tribes and nations and all that we do, conquering it for Christ. The Lord is going to call us, you faithful servants. You have done what I have told you. So we need to, we should encourage our children to exercise their dominion. Yes. To concentrate more upon their personality, spirituality and all these things, on the image of God. Yes. Even we must train our people to take care of our bodies very honorably, because this is God has created specially. We should not abuse our bodies one way or other. We should take care of our bodies, because without body we cannot serve God. Didn't the psalmist say that those who go down to the deep, they are silent? They are silent, they are not doing anything, Of course, he was speaking from the Old Testament revelation, but that is true. We can do something meaningful for God only as long as we live in this body. So we must give importance to our body. Besides, we must realize that this very body the Lord is going to raise up. So we must respect our body. This is why all Christian countries respect their body, the body of the dead people. In Europe it may be like that. I know in America it is like that. When a dead body being taken for funeral, all traffic has to stop. All traffic. That's compulsory, Until the funeral vehicle pass, they cannot. They cannot overtake a funeral vehicle, All traffic, 6 lanes in that lane, they will stop. There will always be 2 policemen like pilot cars in front. Then after they pass, you can go. Which means the highest respect is paid to the dead body, because they think it has a future, It has a future. As opposed to other countries where dead bodies, what they do? They abuse it. People talk about burning and all that, I can't think of. Because in their theology there is no future. What they call the Panchabhudam, Panchabhudatilekku. Man is These 5 elements, and the 5 elements join, there is no more future. No. Man's body has a future. So we put it in a nice casket, cover it with velvet clothes, and even there a flower. Some people even will put a crown, and the shoes will be on. Well, the image is that, put to sleep, very well. On the day of resurrection, will rise. This is symbolic of our hope. When you burn something, you don't have any expectation anything more. So we cannot just burn people. Even some Christians will ask, what is wrong with cremation? He said, that's what, you don't believe in resurrection? The Bible uses the language, he is asleep. Those who sleep in the Lord. Those who sleep in the Lord. It is called in Bible sleep. Lazarus is asleep. So you don't burn somebody who is sleeping. It's amazing. Marvelous, So theology has an overbearance upon our practical day-to-day living, How can a man kick and beat another man? He can. I'm always against buying toys that are, for boys, where you hit and kick and all that, human kind of toys. No, it makes the boys, cruel. Look at the dolls for the girls. It's all for combing the hair and dressing it up and putting the powder on and putting to sleep and all that. While for the boys, it's all hitting and kicking and all that. Why? It's all gone boom, 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 boom. We are creating a generation of what should be, bombers or something. No, we should not be. We should teach our children. This they show on real human beings. They have no problem in kicking or killing or hurting a human being. Today dogs have greater value in India than human beings. Yes. In Kerala, how many people, human beings who are eaten by dogs, still say that don't kill dogs. Kill people, no problem. Kill dogs, problem. See, man's value system is completely gone. When man is no more, recognizes his, the design in which God has created is gone. So we need to be extremely care. Moral desires and affections are the self-activity of the will. Love for God or hatred for God, or love for good or hatred for good, are moral activities of the mind. Hatred for devil and evil are moral activities of the mind. Love for God and good are commanded by God in the Word. Hatred for devil and evil are commanded, but love for evil is prohibited. They are not natural. Love for God and neighbor are not natural but voluntary. They are commanded. Parental love for children is natural. It is unnatural for parents not to love their children. The increase of sin will bring a situation where natural love will be opted out for unnatural desires. This is the reason why Bible calls someone who hates his brother a murderer. 1 John 3:5. Scripture designated holy desires as holy inclinations. Psalm 42:1. My soul panteth after thee. Such desire is commanded. Psalm 37:4. Delight thyself in the Lord. The sum of the moral law is a command to love. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, even so love your neighbor as yourself. Evil desires are evil inclinations. Psalm 112:20. The desire of the wicked shall perish. Psalm 148. Grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Proverbs 10:28. The expectation of the wicked shall perish. Job 21:14. Depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. Modern psychologists divide the soul into three parts: intellect, sensibility, and will. The following flows could be seen in this arrangement. 1. The moral desires and religious affections are included under sensibility. But sensibility denotes to the five senses. But moral desires and profound religious feelings to be assigned to five senses only is making them only to our senses